Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk you through how to do an if-error formula. Now I'm just going to get straight into it because they're really easy. You don't have to be afraid of them. They literally take 2 seconds to do, but they make all of your data really easier to see, to spot errors, and makes it a lot more sleek. So what an if-error formula actually is, just to start off, is it helps either highlight where there's an error in your calculation. So you can either type in a word to say, okay, if there's an error with this formula, I want the word error to just appear in the cell so that I know, okay, something's not quite right. Or another way to use them is what I'm going to show you first. So, for example, if you're doing formulas and one of the cells you're dividing a number by another number, and if there's, divided by 0, and sometimes you get these weird errors like NA or div 0 that will just appear in Excel. And then when you try and add everything up, they don't add up because there's all these NAs or div 0s that appear. So I'll show you what that looks like. So putting an if error in there just helps you put in a 0 in its place so that you're able to add up sums of cells without, having this annoying NA come up. Okay, I'll show you a quick example. So here I've just got a little pool of data. I'll just zoom in a little bit. Okay, so what I've done here is amounts of money and then days. So super simple. You might have a massive pool of data. It can be, 2,000 rows, 2,000 columns. There's no, set amount of data that you can't have. The if error formula works for any massive pool of data or any small bit of data. It's just a formula to help make your life easier. Okay, so say in this example, I want to divide this so I know how much this person owes per day, for example. So super simple. I just divide 300 by 2, and then I drag it down, and that will just drag this simple formula down, okay? But let's say you can see here already that it's bringing up an error. So it's saying, oh, you're dividing something by 0 or blank, or you forgot to put something in, and it's coming up as a div 0, okay? Now, a way to kind of counteract this, because if I try and add up everything, it won't let me. They will just say that there's an error. Okay, and it can be really frustrating. So a way to counteract this is to do an if error. So what you do is you go to your formula, you go up the very top here so that you can edit it, okay? And right after the equal sign, you type in the word if error, open bracket. Okay, and it will start to guide you along. It will tell you what you need to do. So it's super straightforward. And it's just saying, okay, if there's an error in my little formula that I've got here, I want to put in a 0 in its place. So if there's an error in this formula, put a little comma and then a 0 and close bracket. So this is the value that I want to appear in the cell if there's an error. Okay, you can type whatever you want in here, but in this one example, I'll just put in a 0 because that's what's mostly used when you use an if error formula. Okay, and then you close the bracket and click return. Okay, and that's got it in the very first cell, but you want it in this cell here. So all you do is, just like any formula, you'll come to this cell where the formula is in, and you have this little cross symbol in the right hand corner, and you click and drag. Okay, you click and drag. It's so slow, my laptop. There you go, and now it's come through. So it's saying, okay, I did spot an error here, so I'm just going to put a 0 in there. So there you go. It's works perfectly in this scenario. Okay. However, you might know by the title that, hang on, I'm trying to find the amount per day. However, this is just bringing up a 0, which is incorrect because technically this person here in this line owes me £200 and there's no days left. So you might go back and be like, okay, there's 1 day to pay this, therefore £200 comes true. Or else if there's no days left, what you could do is you could just amend your formula. Okay, you could say, hang on, there's an error here. So you can literally write the word error, and then this will come up in your cell. So that's one way to do it. Or you could have, you're missing information, for example, and you always put it in these little speech thingies. I don't actually know what they're called. Wherever you want the word to come in. So when you do a 0, you don't need them. But when you put in a word, you do need them, okay? So let's say in this example, we wanted to say missing information. Okay, and then return. There you go. So you can have a play in whatever would suit you. So in this example, I put in a word. You could put in 0. You could do whatever you want. And it's really useful because if you've got a load of information, for example, and you didn't have an if error and you're trying to add up everything, it just gets really frustrating. So if errors are super simple. You can use them in all sorts of different examples. This is just one example, okay? And yeah, have a play down below in the comment section. Just let me know, have you ever used an if error? And if so, what do you use it for? Have you got any other examples that you could share with people here? And what kind of words do you put in? Do you always put in 0? Just let me know down in the comment section. And remember to subscribe if you want more Excel tips in the future. Okay, thanks very much, guys. I will see you soon.